Hey, good morning. So it is such a beautiful day out here, and I am home. But I have decided that I'm going to learn to find purpose in everything that I do. And I learned that when I do that, my day slows down and it doesn't seem like life is just passing me by. It doesn't feel like, life is getting away from me, so to speak. So, I'll tell y'all a little bit of something that happened to me this weekend when I was working. I was doing an inspection. I work at the jail, and I was doing an inspection on a pod. And, I'm going through this inmate's tote, which is where they have all of their personal belongings, and so to speak. It's pretty much where they have their life in this little bin. And as I'm going through this tote, something sharp stuck me in my finger. And instantly, I'm like, oh God, what was that? So I stopped going through her tote, and I just looked down at my gloves just to make sure, everything's okay, make sure it wasn't punctured, or to make sure the glove didn't, come off of my finger so I can continue my job. So I looked down and I just noticed like all this blood, all this blood coming, filling my glove where my pinky is. And I'm like, oh no. So I didn't panic. I know that if I maintain my composure and stay calm, that everything will work together for my good. So in this moment, I'm like, okay, this ain't good, because ain't no telling what this was. It just stuck me. So I went to my sergeant or whatever. So long story short, my sergeant sent me out to, go get checked out. And the nurse there, she cleaned it up, and they gave me a tetanus shot. And the place that I went, I ended up having to, when the lady was drawing my blood, she ended up drawing my blood like I'm trying to get my blood 7 different times. So meaning I not only got a tetanus shot, but I was poked like 7 different times. And at first I was mad, at like the 4th try. I'm like, dang, lady, you don't know what you're doing, you know? So I was upset at first, and I'm like, you know what? God help me, because ain't no telling what I'm missing at work, that there's no telling what I was avoiding at work. There could have been a bigger issue. And I'm thinking about, okay, so prayerfully, anything that was on this little pin or this needle that poked me, prayerfully, there's no bacteria, no germs, no diseases on it, and I'm good. So I got my tetanus shot, and the blood that she did end up getting, the last time she ran it, and of course it was HIV negative. And so they told me that over the next 6 months I have to come back and, for some more tests. So long story short, the inmate who had the pins in her tote, I didn't write her up, and I didn't even cause there to be any like disciplinary actions taken concerning her, but I did make her clean a lot. And I said all that to say this, that every moment serves a purpose. And I know that I'm going to be okay. And I know that I don't have any sickness or disease, because by the blood I'm healed. And also I went and got my tetanus shot. Got to be wise too. Anyway, so as I'm going back to, I drove back to work. And as I'm driving, I'm just thinking and praying like, Lord, should I write this girl up? And all I kept hearing was, no, don't write her up. So in the moment I was upset, but the lesson that I learned is that with everything, no matter what we do in life, there's always a consequence to pay. Someone always has to pay for something that we do. There, even if she didn't have to pay for what she did, as far as her losing game time, or as far as her getting rolled up, or losing her privilege to speak on the free phone, even though those privileges weren't taken from her, there was still a lesson to be learned. I was able to minister to her, and I really believe that I got through to her. And not only did I minister to her, but I ministered to the entire pod about, there's always a lesson to learn when we make a decision. With each choice, there comes a consequence. With each decision that we make, someone's going to have to pay the price, or, someone's going to benefit from it. And I told them, the situation that occurred with me, and the price that I had to pay for her choice, for her breaking a rule, for her, being careless, and she destroyed her face mask and the little bendy thing that goes over your nose. She took several of those out of different face masks, and decided she wanted to make some ties for her commissary bags because she wanted to have her things in nice and neat compartments. So, long story short, I was able to minister to her about her choices, and about, and her in the pod, about their choices and the decisions that they make, that you can't just do something because you think that you're going to benefit from it. You can't just steal from people. You can't just take from someone and not think about what that person had to go through to get what they worked for or to get what they earned. And, that was the day that an inmate, she said it in front of the whole pod. She's like, I don't feel like I'm in jail when you're here with us. I feel like I'm in therapy. And she was like, I know it sounds weird. She was like, I feel like I'm in a rehab facility when you're my officer, because I feel that you really care. And when I tell you, that just like hit home for me, because in that moment, I'm like, you know what? I'm serving such a great purpose right now. So many people get lost in trying to run after purpose or trying to run after destiny. It's like, in the middle of what you're doing, in the middle of who you are right now in this moment, no matter if you're working in a classroom or a dump truck, it doesn't matter. There is purpose in everything that we do. And I'm literally, in that moment, and even when I go back to work, or even when I'm home, but more so when I'm at work, I'm in the middle of someone's life. I'm in a cycle, you know what I mean? Not for me, but for them. Like, I can be an instrument that is used to assist them to get to another level. It's just, I'm valuable, right where I am. And I want you to know that you're valuable as well, right where you are. And whatever you're doing, do it to the best of your ability. Don't just go through the motions. Don't just say, okay, well, this is just my job to get me to the next level. No, it's not just a job. There's someone who's watching you. There's someone that may be, looking to you for encouragement. Not saying that you have to just like go all overboard and say, oh, I'm just going to reach this person and do this and do that. No, just be who you are, but do it as unto the Lord. I don't go to work looking to bully people. I don't go to work looking to get over on people. I don't go to work, trying to talk down to those women. I go, knowing that I am a woman of God, knowing that I am a woman of purpose, and with certainty, I know that I am helping someone each and every day, because I treat people the way that I want to be treated. And I just thank God that I'm able to find purpose in the middle of what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because just because I'm not exactly where I want to be does not mean that I'm not exactly where God has called me to be for this moment in time. I believe that I'm in the right place at the right time. And even though I had to get pricked in my finger to be reminded of that, God worked it out for my good, that I can remember that, hey, just because I'm working at a jail does not mean that I'm out of place. It doesn't mean that my life is out of order. It doesn't mean that, I'm not serving a great purpose, because I'm helping someone. At least I helped her, you know what I mean? At least she was able to express that, man, I don't feel like just an inmate. I feel like I'm being helped. I feel like I feel like I'm in the middle of rehabilitation. That just meant the world to me. That just lets me know that, hey, God sees me. Hey, God is pleased with my work. And y'all just be encouraged and know that whatever you're putting your hands to, as long as you're doing it to the best of your ability, just know that God is pleased. Okay? Y'all have a great day. Bye.